floods are wiping out suburban neighborhoods in the Midwest. Hurricanes are imperiling suburban life along our coast.
That'll work.
We have 4 more years of Trump's climate denial. How many suburbs will be burned in wildfires? How many suburban neighborhoods will have been flooded out? How many suburbs will have been blown away in superstorms? If you give a climate arsonist 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised if we have more America ablaze? If you give a climate denier 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised when more of America is underwater?
Lisa? So if he gets elected, which let me tell you something, guys, there's a good chance.
Yeah.
There's a real freaking good chance.
We have to
because
vote.
he's a skin mask, right? He's a puppet. This ain't about. This is not about Joe Biden. But if he gets elected, I want to. And let's say he lives another year, because he ain't gonna be president more than 12 months.
Oh, heck no.
So this guy, what are you gonna do about the super floods and the hurricanes and the fires and the tornadoes and the? I mean, what's Joe Biden gonna do? Join the Paris Climate Accord again and do what? I mean, China doesn't pay a dime into the Paris Climate Accord, but because they got third world status, China, third world status, it's insane. Why do people listen to this stuff, this crap, and take it seriously?
Well, every time Joe Biden speaks,
Well, I
he
gotta
really paints
stop
this
it right here.
wonderful picture of what
Time
the
is
next 4 years will
gold,
be like.
and-
Every time he speaks,
You know.
he's like, the world is gonna get.
You know, it's funny, but before I start commenting, good morning to all my fellow Americans, especially those of the DAV, for which I am a member, and veterans of all organizations, and never forget those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in order to keep our country free. The state of Florida, don't forget to vote for Maria Elvira Salazar for Congress. She'll put an end to the determination of these communist Islamic terrorists to take over and destroy our country. And Donald Trump, let's see if we do the same thing like we did with Venezuela, where we froze the accounts of the communists. Let's do the same thing with Cuba, which has been over 61 years, and pass the power of presidency to Jose Daniel Ferrer Garcia temporarily until there's free election without communism, without Islamism, without fascism. Okay? It's not a violation of human rights. It's a protection of those human rights that we gotta value and we gotta protect. Okay? So let's be wise when we want a democracy. Unfortunately, we're not wise enough here in the United States because we're permitting people who are burning down, destroying communism, and you know, and throwing it right there, fronting it right in front of our faces, and you know, and nothing is being done about it. So you know, we can't allow this. We can't allow it. Period. You know, democracy is great. It's the best system. Capitalism is the best system, but it can be destroyed. We realize it can be destroyed, and if we don't put a stop on it, you know, you got people that are evil enough that no matter what the votes, no matter what the people want, they want to destroy us anyway. They don't care. So let me go to you know, it's funny with Biden talking about climate change, but then Obama goes and buys I think it's in Martha's Vineyard. He bought I think it's a $12 million house. I'm not sure. I'm going to put 20 million just in case. Read about it because my memory is not too good. And right there on the shorefront, with a great view of the ocean, these people are lying on your faces, and they laugh about it. And they know that there's a lot of people that are stupid enough to believe them, because they know he wouldn't have bought a house near the shorefront, but was the ocean right there in view. We could swallow him and his $12 million mansion instead of buying it in the higher region, where the plateau is far away from rivers and the ocean. You know, it's just you know, these people, you know, they're pulling your leg. They're pulling your leg, and you know, the most amazing and sad thing about it is you got millions of people who believe them. You know, thank God there's a lot of people walking away, and we could see it. A lot of people walking away from these Democrat fiends and stupidity. Okay, let me go to the next one here. I got one I'm gonna leave for last. This is what about, okay, the one I just finished showing is from The Blaze, just in case YouTube decides that I'm violating rights, which The Blaze put on YouTube so they can be shared because they got the icons. You know, they didn't put it in privacy, they put it in share. So, you know, this comment that the YouTube is using, this excuse, is trying to tell me that I'm violating community standards. This is just a lot of BS. You know, they're lying through their teeth. They're just using my conservative view as an excuse to cancel or ban me from YouTube. It's not it's no other reason. Okay, so let me go through this one here. The 5 blasts Pelosi for calling Middle East peace and distraction. But if a communist does it, oh wow, oh that's great, oh out of this world. But now Donald Trump, who's doing great for our nation and for us, the people, it's wrong. It's nasty. It's a distraction. It's no good. It's a facade. It's a lie. Let me see what Pelosi will say to him.
President Trump calling it the dawn of a new Middle East after overseeing the signing of new peace deals between Israel, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates.
These agreements prove that the nations of the region are breaking free from the failed approaches of the past. The people of the Middle East will no longer allow hatred of Israel to be fomented as an excuse for radicalism or extremism, so important. And they'll no longer allow the great destiny of their region to be denied.
And of course, Democrats and the media attacked the deals before they were even signed. Here's what Nancy Pelosi said.
I gotta hear this.
Good for him for having a distraction.
Oh yeah, distraction.
When the numbers of people who are affected and the numbers of people who are dying.
Go
from
take
this
care of your
virus
hair.
increased.
And take a look at some of these headlines, calling the agreements a mirage and shams. So, Dana, Saudi
mirage
Arabia
and sham.
may be next on the list according to the president for normalization.
I want to see what
This
this
is
guy,
anything but a distraction. It was a beautiful day of accomplishment.
forgot,
at the
Juan
White
Williams
House.
has to
Given your
say.
experience,
I'd like to hear what he has to say about it.
Well, I think it's a tremendous diplomatic achievement, and short-term credit might not be in the offing for President Trump. I wouldn't seek it in the media or from the Democrats, but long-term, I do think that this will be looked at as a pivotal turning point that was, I believe that was made possible because during the Obama administration, perhaps the worst diplomatic effort was made, which was the deal with Iran. President Trump, remember, campaigned heavily in 2016 on undoing that deal. And that shook up the Middle East. He then pursued ISIS, got that taken care of. And now, the most important thing, it's not that it's just a peace deal. It's the fact that now you have these countries recognizing Israel. Israel is not going away. Imagine what that must feel like if you're an Israeli. That is a tremendous accomplishment. It was a lot of hard work, a little bit of risk, terrific timing in terms of pressing the issue in the Middle East. And now I believe that Iran, Syria, and Lebanon will have some big decisions to make. They are definitely on their back foot.
So, Greg, President Trump got us out of what you call the prison of two ideas on the Middle East, and now here we are with these agreements today and more coming.
I'd like to think that I was responsible for all of this, Katie, with that idea. If Nancy calls this a distraction, what is it a distraction from? Stuffing her frozen face with gelato? Let's have more distractions. I mean, the Dems are in a tough place because they have to survive by telling you that down is up and up is down, that somehow peace is a distraction, or that there's no crime wave, or Antifa, those are good people, and cops getting shot just means you need more police reform. How's that? Shows you why Trump works unlike other presidents. He had basically two mottos. I like to make deals and let's see what happens. He wasn't tethered to the past. People made fun of him about that, but he wasn't burdened by the baggage of ideology, right? The very absence of ideology made it possible for other people to come to him because they're thinking, well, maybe he might talk to us. It's not about him talking to them, but it's like, I've heard this guy likes to make deals. It also is a big contrast with Joe Biden. Biden will never impress you with like greatness. He's the master of the little move, you know? He's the expression of war, looking good in aviator sunglasses and the bomber jacket, the effortless smile. But he's never gonna pull this off. He will never. Only somebody who is able to jump off a cliff on an idea can make this happen.
Jesse.
Well, this was possible because we're drawing down our forces from the Middle East. We don't have to babysit the Saudi oil fields anymore. We're energy independent. The Cold War is over. And we've enhanced our threat capacity because we decimated ISIS. We tore up the Iran deal. And we took out Soleimani. So it's forcing all of these other countries in the region to recalibrate their own alliances, to set themselves up for new arms deals, to kind of confront Iran as a group together and have some independent security. This was possible because we didn't put the Palestinians at the forefront of this deal. And now we can sit back, remove ourselves, we can send them weapons and let them play in this deadly sandbox. We're not going to lose any more blood and treasure here, and all Americans should be very grateful that this is possible.
I gotta hear Juan Williams.
But Juan, this isn't about two governments making a
Oh,
deal.
wow.
The
Let's
Israeli
hear this
people
one.
And the UAE people, the Emiratis, are welcoming
The
each other
infiltrated
to each country.
terrorists
So why is
from the
Nancy Pelosi
Democrat
calling it a
Party.
distraction?
Well, because it is. You know, this
Huh.
is a moment where you could look at the situation and say, the real trouble here is between the Palestinians and
I don't have
the
nothing to hear from.
Israelis.
I don't have nothing to listen from Juan
What we're
Williams.
doing here in
This guy's just
situation is we
a.
have the Bahrainian.
Shut up. He should just retire. I don't know why they didn't fire him from the program. He's just the guy is just negative of everything. He's in favor of everything evil and everything that's good is to him is just no good. The guy is just out of it. I'm gonna leave with this last video, which has to do with China, where this coronavirus whistleblower speaks out about possible COVID origin. This one is from China. Both of them, the one I just showed you was from Fox News, and this one's from Fox News. So I'm going to leave with this last one. God bless you all. Donald Trump, I always pray for you and your family. The same with Mike Pence. May God protect you always, all of you. You're doing a great job, and God bless our country eternally, and I stand with God and Israel eternally. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, and see you soon. Oh, wait a minute. Tomorrow I won't be available because I have to go take care of take my wife's father to take him to the doctor. So I won't be available here tomorrow. You know, when I got these problems I had to take care of, it's just impossible for me to do any videos. So I'll see you most likely tomorrow's Thursday. Yes, tomorrow's Thursday, Friday. I'll be probably with God permit, be back to inform. So I'll leave you with this video, and God bless you all.
And we're going to do that again right now. Li Meng Yan is the virologist who says she has evidence about where this pandemic actually came from. We're happy to have her on tonight. Doctor, thanks so much for coming on. So,
Hi, Tucker. Thank you.
thank you. I know that you've published some of your research. You're planning on publishing more soon. Give us, for a non-scientific audience, a summary of why you believe this virus came from a lab in Wuhan, please.
Okay, briefly, from my first report, I can present the solid scientific evidence to our audience that this virus, COVID-19 SARS-CoV-2 virus, actually is not from nature. It is a man-made virus created in the lab based on the China military discover and owned the very unique bat coronavirus, which cannot affect people, but after the modification become the very harmful virus at now. So I have evidence to show why they can do it, what they have done, how did they do it.
So what you're saying is much that almost anyone suggests. You're saying that the Chinese government manufactured this virus, if I'm hearing you correctly. That's what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. Based on the virus genome, it's basically like our fingerprint. So you can see the very unusual characters in their genome, which clearly, based on the other evidence they left during the modification, we can see finally this is exactly the one come from their own special bad coronavirus and then target human.
What you're alleging is shocking more even than I anticipated when we invited you on. So I just want to ask the most obvious question, which is this genome presumably is in the possession of many researchers around the world. Why is nobody saying this if it's true?
Yeah, why there is nobody want to say it is because of the big suppression come from the Chinese Communist Party government and also their friend in scientific world. So basically, this is very clearly that this virus is like Frankenstein. So he created those things like basically a cow has deer's head, has rabbit's ear, and also have monkey's hand. So they can never get it from the nature. And there were evidence left in the genome. But the scientific world also keep silence, work together with Chinese Communist Party. They don't want people to